Hi everyone, I'm Kat and welcome to my channel, Naturally Beautiful Girl. So today I'm bringing you a slightly different type of video, and there's going to be a couple of these coming up, and these videos are really centered around holiday sales. It seems like the holiday sales are starting earlier each year, but here we are. We passed Halloween, we've moved into November, and voila! It is now time for holiday sales, apparently. Sephora is doing their VIB sale, and Sephora doesn't really do sales that often. They used to really just do two, one in the fall and one in the spring. It feels like now there are some more sales throughout the year, but really this is going to be the main one prior to Christmas. And Sephora does carry a lot of clean beauty brands, so what I wanted to do in this video is share my recommendations for clean beauty products that are available at Sephora that I would think about picking up during the sale. And also, I'm going to share with you some of the things that I'm contemplating picking up as well. Just because there's a sale doesn't mean that you have to buy something. Really, sales are a time to either pick up products that you've had on your wish list and you've been wanting to try, and you are going to pick them up eventually, but now you can get them at a better price. To pick up gifts for people, if you know you want to pick up a product as a gift, great time to do it. Or if you need to restock a product, you're running out of your foundation, you're running out of your lipstick, you're running out of your mascara, and you know that you are going to repurchase it, also a great time to do that. Don't ever feel obligated just because there's a sale that you need to pick something up. Sephora does have a Clean at Sephora collection. There are products that they have labeled to be clean at Sephora. All the products I'm going to talk about fall under that label, but not all the products under that label I would consider as clean or non-toxic by my own standards. And that's something you really have to figure out for yourself. There's a reason on my channel I don't really focus on ingredients and what I think is safe and what I think isn't. I think it really is a personal choice, and it's something that you need to look into on your own. I have shifted my stance on some things. For instance, I used to not use any talc in products. I now will use talc if I know where it's sourced and I feel comfortable with how it's being sourced and that it doesn't contain asbestos. But it really is a personal choice, and just because I say something's clean or not, it may be different for you. Sephora's VIB sale started on Friday, November 1st, and that is for VIB Rouge. Those are the people that, if you spend enough at Sephora, you have VIB Rouge membership, and with that tier you get 20% off. Then starting on November 7th, through 11th, that's when the VIB members and beauty insiders can shop. VIB members get 15% off and beauty insiders get 10% off. That's not the best discounts. I will say this, that probably during the holiday period, you will see some other non-toxic beauty retailers that will have better discounts. Even though the discount's not steep, there are some serious pros of shopping at Sephora, especially depending on your location. A lot of Sephora stores are starting to carry some of these non-toxic beauty products, so you do have the opportunity to go into stores to swatch them, to test them. And if you don't live near like a Credo, Filane, Detox Market, then you're kind of stuck and you don't really have great options of being able to see things physically in person. So there's a huge advantage for shopping through Sephora. They really do have a good return policy, which is great if you're trying to figure out your shade or figure out if you like a product or not. Not great for the environment, but you do have that option, which a lot of the other retailers don't have as good of a return policy, so there is an advantage there. So just keep that all in mind when you're deciding where to shop, where to not shop, what to purchase, what not to purchase. That all should factor into your decision. Now let me go ahead and just jump into the products that I would recommend. There's a couple brands that I love that are at Sephora, and I think that's really great that they're available and at Sephora, so I'm really going to be focusing within those brands. So the first one I'm going to be talking about is RMS Beauty. RMS Beauty is carried at a lot of Sephoras. I can find RMS Beauty physically in my Sephora. And I should note that my Sephora in Boston used to not carry any clean beauty, and within the past several months, they've started carrying clean beauty. So if your Sephora doesn't have it yet, there is hope. But a lot of Sephoras are now carrying RMS Beauty, Kosas, Aether Beauty, and Ilia all physically in store. So one of my all-time favorite RMS Beauty products, if you guys have been watching my channel for any amount of time, you know that it is the RMS Beauty Living Luminizer. This is a cream highlighter, and I just love this. I'm wearing it today on my cheeks. It just gives a really nice, really natural glow. And one of the things I really like about it is it's not too pink, it's not too golden, it's not too peachy. It's just a very nice highlight. It does lean a little bit more white silver, but it works super well on my skin tone. RMS Beauty has several shades of their cream luminizers, so if this one is a little bit too light for you, there are other options that are a little peachy, a little bit more golden, but the formula is outstanding. The way they look, the way they sit on the skin, the way they wear, the way they apply, they don't pick up your makeup underneath. They are fantastic. So I would highly recommend checking these out. My personal favorite, like I said, is the Living Luminizer. But if you have a deeper skin tone, you can check out some of the other options. I think they would be really outstanding as well. Another RMS Beauty product that has really impressed me is their new blushes. I have one of their pressed blushes in the shade Lost Angel. I'm really happy to see RMS Beauty releasing some powdered products. They've been known for their cream formulations for years. But not everyone likes a cream product, especially if you're transitioning from conventional beauty into non-toxic beauty. The amount of cream products can be a little bit overwhelming, and their new pressed blush formula is fantastic. This one here is, like I said, the shade Lost Angel. I think it's a really good dupe for the NARS Orgasm Blush, so if you're looking for something along those lines. It is peachy, it's got a bit of gold flecks, it wears really well, it applies really well, it blends really well. It's really all you can ask for in a blush. There are 3 other shades of the pressed blush formula as well, so if you don't like this shade, there are other options. There's a really nice set as well, which I will put a picture of up above, but that set contains one of their pressed luminizing powders, a blush, and then also kind of like a bronzer shade. So that's a good option too. Also going to recommend their luminizing powder. This is the shade Grand Dame. Personally, this is not my favorite product because the shade is not a good shade for me. I have Grand Dame, which is the lightest shade of the highlighter, which as you can see, like compared to my skin tone, it's a bit too deep for me. But I know so many people with skin tones that are a bit deeper than mine that love this. And I have to say the formula of it is outstanding. The level of highlight you get is outstanding. But for me, the shade doesn't work. So if you have fair porcelain skin, I would not go with the highlighter. But if you have a little bit more of just like light and then into the deeper range, I would check out the highlighters. There are, I believe, 3 or 4 shades of these as well. So there are some color options. But unfortunately, none of the color options are really good for fair skin, but if you have a little bit deeper skin, excellent product to check out as well. Moving on from RMS Beauty, another brand that I love and that is available at Sephora is Aether Beauty. So Aether Beauty has outstanding eyeshadow palettes. There are now 4 of these. I own 3 of them. Well, they come in this layout where you have 12 different eyeshadow shades. There's this palette, which is the Summer Solstice palette. There is this one, which is the Crystal Grid Gemstone palette. It's more colorful. And then there's this one, which is the Rose Quartz palette. And then there's a purple amethysty one. I don't know about all the palettes, but I know that at least the Summer Solstice palette is physically available in all Sephoras in the US and Canada, which is fantastic. So if you want to go look at it, swatch it, you can see it in person. I love the Aether Beauty eyeshadow formula. That's what I'm using on my eyes today. I have a combination of the Summer Solstice palette and the Rose Quartz palette, but the formula is just really good. The mattes are really blendable. The metallics are like super metallic. It's really hard to find a more punchy, more impressive eyeshadow formula in the non-toxic beauty space. Aether Beauty has that formula pretty much perfected. So if you really want these kind of vibrant looks that you really associate with conventional beauty eyeshadows, Aether Beauty is the place to look. And the palettes are expensive, so being able to get them at a discount is really awesome as well. So now we are going to move on to Kosas Beauty. I feel like Kosas has just come out with so many outstanding products recently, and I definitely want to shout out a few of them. The first is their lipstick. I'm wearing their lipstick today. The one I have is in the shade Royal, which is this really fun berry color. It's perfect for fall, but the Kosas formula is just a really good lipstick formula. It's long lasting, it's comfortable, the colors are super pigmented and intense. It just feels comfortable on your lips. It's a really, really good formula, and there are a lot of beautiful shades. So this is definitely a product I would recommend checking out. One of my all-time favorite products from Kosas are their new 10-second eyeshadows. I have two of these. I have the shades Copper Halo and Globe. Copper Halo is a bit more kind of orangey coppery, and Globe is a beautiful rose gold shade. These liquid eyeshadows are my favorite liquid eyeshadows in Non-Toxic Beauty. You heard it here. They are my favorite. They're super easy to apply. They really do take 10 seconds. I just put them on my lid, blend them out with my finger, and I can run out the door. They stay really well. They are beautiful. Like, I get so many compliments when I'm wearing these eyeshadows because they just look so good, and nobody can believe that it's a one eyeshadow look and that it's from a liquid eyeshadow. These are outstanding. There's a number of different shades. There's also like a set, like a gift set of 3 of the shades. I believe Copper, Halo, and Globe are 2 of the ones included in that set. Love both of those colors, so that's another great option. If you want an eyeshadow that you can just throw on quickly and run out the door but still be wearing eyeshadow, definitely check these out. Probably these are my favorite Kosas product. Like, they are so good. I honestly want to pick up all their 10-second eyeshadows, even the blue colors that I normally wouldn't wear, just because the formula is so good. Another outstanding product from Kosas is their tinted face oil. I have the shade 01, which is the lightest shade. It's a little deep for me because it's a bit more of a sheer foundation. It still has coverage, but just the way it works, you can get the shade to work with you a bit. I love this. I was shocked having oily skin. I thought face oil, how is this gonna work on my oily skin? But it wears really well throughout the day. It looks beautiful. It's definitely one of my top favorite foundations. There is a reason why so many conventional beauty YouTubers like Tati, like Jessica from Jam Beauty 89 have been talking about this foundation, is because it is so good that it competes with the performance of, you know, conventional foundations. This is another product I would highly recommend checking out. It also is a bit expensive, but having the sale is a great time to check it out. Really, really good product. Now we're going to move on to Ilia. If you guys have been watching my channel for a while, you know that I love Ilia. So I've really picked out some of my favorite products from Ilia to showcase. Not all Ilia products are sold at Sephora, and these ones I've checked, they are available at Sephora. So let's just jump in. One of the products that I think is really outstanding are these Color Haze Multi-Matte Pigments. I have the shade before today and I'm using it as a blush. This really is one of the only products that actually is a multi-use product. I can use it on my eyelids, stays in place, works really well as an eyeshadow. I can use it as a lipstick, it stains my lips really nicely. I can use it as a blush, stains my cheeks nicely, it just stays in place. This is just a really, really good formula. I love it. It's the perfect thing if you are on the go, you want to create really easy monochromatic looks. This is fantastic. There are a number of different shades of this as well, but I love this. One of the best like liquid blush formulas that I found in the non-toxic beauty space. It's just really, really good. This is one of my all-time favorite products, period. And this is the Ilia Color Block Lipstick. I have the shade Rosette. I love this. Like, look how little of this I have left. Actually, I need to pick up another one of these because I'm going to go through this. This is such a fantastic formula. Super pigmented, long wearing. I love the Red Apple lipstick formula, and this one is like tied or number 2. Like, both of those formulas are just incredible. Like, I don't know how they came up with the formulas, but they're super good. The shade Rosewood is just the perfect pink. It's not too orange, it's not too cool tone. If you've not tried the Ilia Color Block lipsticks, like, you really need to. This is outstanding as well. Ilia recently came out with 2 eyeshadow palettes. One is the Warm Nudes eyeshadow palette, and the other one is, which seems logical, the Cool Nudes eyeshadow palette. And both of these are outstanding eyeshadows as well. They're not quite as out there as the Aether Beauty eyeshadows. I think it really depends on what kind of eyeshadow looks you prefer to do. If you prefer a little bit more, I don't know, just like more wearable, more everyday eyeshadow palettes, these ones are good. I would say, you know, think about whether you like wearing cool eyeshadows or warm eyeshadows and pick one or the other based off of that. You don't necessarily need both of them. I got both because it's my job to test them out for you guys, but they're both really good. The mattes are super pigmented, easy to blend. The metallics are super pigmented, super metallic. Like, these are just really good formulas. Both the Aether Beauty and these Ilia eyeshadow palettes really do compete with conventional beauty eyeshadows in terms of performance. Like, at first when I started clean beauty, it was basically impossible to find an eyeshadow palette, period. Even more difficult to find one that performed up to the level of conventional beauty, and we are here. We have arrived. Two more products, both from Ilia. They kind of go together. So the first one is the Ilia True Skin Serum Concealer, and the other one is the Ilia True Skin Serum Foundation. I have the foundation in both shades Sable and Formentera. I'm kind of between the two shades. One's a little bit more yellow, Sable's a bit more yellow, Formentera's a bit more pink. I have pretty neutral undertones I figured out, so if I mix both of them, they work well. I have the True Skin Serum Concealer in the shade Arrowroot. So I'm wearing both of these today. This is one of my all-time favorite foundations. It's in the top 5. Like, this is a foundation that looks outstanding on my skin. It's not too heavy, but it has a decent amount of coverage, which I love. It also wears really well throughout the day. Like, in the middle of the summer, this foundation will hold up for me. So it really is good. It's basically everything I ever wanted in a foundation and didn't know I wanted. The True Skin Serum Concealer, I love this when I first tried it, but I originally had the shade Chicory, which was too deep for my skin tone. They then came out with the shade Arrowroot, which is a much better shade match. Honestly, I could use one that's like a smidge fairer than this one, but I can make this one work. I love this concealer because it's not a super full coverage, like it covers everything, but it also is a bit of a self-setting concealer, so it really dries down. So I can use it under my eyes, I can use it on acne spots. It really can go anywhere and just looks really great. It'll crease a tiny bit under my eyes, but it creases significantly less than any other concealer that I have. And honestly, it has become my staple when I need to cover up acne with a bit of extra concealer. It's really good. So those are all of my recommendations to you guys of products that I have tried out and that I have loved. So now I will quickly share with you a few products that I am curious about picking up. And interestingly, a number of them are kind of on the border of what I consider to be clean beauty. Like I said, Sephora has a lot of products and brands that they consider clean, which I don't necessarily consider clean, but there are some brands that kind of sit like right on that edge that I'm curious about. Now would be a good time for me to try it, for instance. The first one is Lawless. I have been really curious about trying out Lawless for a while, and I'm thinking now might be a good time for me to pick up some of their products, especially because they are sold at Sephora and not at other retailers, so the sale's a good time to pick them up. Lawless had the one eyeshadow palette, and then they came out with the little one, which is a mini version of their bigger eyeshadow palette. I'm definitely interested in picking that up. I mean, it's like neutrals, but that's really what I wear on an everyday basis. So I'm curious about that. Also, still curious about their foundation, their liquid lipsticks, their highlighters. Like, there are so many products that Lawless has. I would be interested in trying out a number of them. Also, Rowan Beauty. I've looked at their ingredients. There's a couple ingredients that I'm a little about, but they just look so beautiful. I obviously am interested in trying out their eyeshadow palettes. They just look really nice. Also, they have these single eyeshadows that also look really good too. So we'll see if I pick up any of those. Like I said, in terms of ingredients, they're kind of on the borderline for me between clean beauty and not clean beauty, but we will see. Also, Kosas came out with the new lip glosses. Would love to try those out. They look beautiful, and honestly, Kosas has been killing it recently with their products, so I think that is another one I'm interested in trying out. So I think that was my final thing really on my wish list, but I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Also check out my Instagram. I'll have my handle down below. I'm at naturallybeautifulgirl. And let me know, are you going to be doing any shopping during the Sephora sale? If you are, what are you interested in picking up? Are you interested in me trying out RMS Beauty or Lawless? Let me know that in the comment section down below. And once again, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye!